Hey everybody, DAO and Web3 fans. This is another episode of the DAO Envelop podcast. I'm your host, Eugene Crypto MC. We're continuing to explore the Web3 realm, which is consisting of DAO, NFT, tokens, cryptocurrency, and so on and so forth. And please welcome my today's guest. She's a blockchain lady. I prefer to talk to ladies because they have another viewpoint on the Web3 realm. She's Bei Wang. She's culture broker, brand interpreter, Metaverse explorer, a creator of the NFT 2.0 ecosystem. She's also the co-founder and CMO of StraightFire, and StraightFire is the first NFT social decentralized app that adds utility and provenance to your NFTs and elucidates the true value of your NFT collection. So Bei, it's a great honor to have you on our podcast. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. It's it's an honor, and it's really a great experience to be here.
It's going to be very interesting talk, and I prefer to start with your personal story in crypto industry. How did you get into the blockchain industry? What were your main incentives?
Well, I think I have a very unique experience. I used to be a journalist and chief editor of an international media outlet. So as a journalist, and I have been following tech development, including blockchain as a media professional. And in the last couple of years, I also become a university teacher. So I teach a course about digital China. Through the course and also through my teaching, I've been exploring blockchain as a technology. Only until recently, I would say until about a year ago, when I joined together with my like-minded colleagues, co-founded StraightFire, I become a real practitioner in the blockchain industry.
That sounds great. You know, I really love your motto. You say NFTs are emotions. You all attracts the people who are not technical minded, but the people who are emotional minded. That's very great because the most of NFT creators are digital artists and they are emotional people. So we'll have to ask you, what is StraightFire? How to explain what it is and how did you come up with the idea of the project?
Yeah, so NFTs are emotions you own. This is our tagline, and we like to really use it. And I think we got a lot of, like you said, it echoes more and more people. So in short, StraightFire is a Web3 startup bridging the real world with the Metaverse. We are currently building the world's first NFT social DApp, decentralized app for creating, sharing, and discovering NFT stories. So to kind of make it more easy for people to kind of visualize whether you want to promote your latest NFT job, for example, or go viral with an NFT meme or show off your latest NFT to a friend or colleague, anyone can now instantly share it to all of their socials with just the one button on our DApp. So this is basically our DApp. And at the same time, within StraightFire, we also have NFT Lab. We call it an NFT Lab. That for that you won't just be sharing your own NFT because that will be quite boring. We have developed a library of filters, AR lenses, and music shorts that help user create unique videos featuring their favorite NFTs. So we call these videos NFT stories. So yeah, mark my word, this is a new category of NFT stories. I think you can think about like Snapchat or TikTok, but then for your NFTs.
You know, first it sounds and looks like a sort of hybrid of the social media and Web3 realm. It's quite interesting. So I would love to ask you, what marketing problems regarding NFT markets, and we already know that NFT markets are quite young, and so they have a lot of problems. You are aiming to solve with StraightFire. What is unique sales proposition of StraightFire?
Yeah. Well, the whole team, we came from a creative industry background. So we've been in the creative world working for years. And as you just said that NFT market is a young market. So indeed, because it's young, it's in the very early stage. So we already spotted now, even though I think the last 3 months, there are some changes, but still you see like there's a few pain points. For example, NFTs are niche because I think, in the beginning, people are only like focusing on the scarcity part because it's rare. And then very recently you started to talk about like utility, but still it's quite niche. And then I think NFT is not really enjoyable. I think enjoyable in the sense of like in physical world, most of our assets, they decrease in value over time, but we still buy those assets and we enjoying it. But in the NFT world, I think somehow that buyers, they just expect that NFT, they see it as this asset that can desperately hoping that it will increase the value, while they hardly really enjoying the NFT they have. So that's another issue. And then I think, yeah, there's not really a app or dApp to view all NFTs. Of course, now you like most NFTs nowadays stay still hidden as a private key in you and me or someone's digital wallet. And there's no single place to view all the NFTs, irrespectively of what blockchain they were minted on. Most of the digital wallets, they focus on cryptos and have no way to display NFT properly. So I think that's also another pain point. And of course, not easy way to share. Like you said, it's a very young market and then still quite niche, and a small amount of people really like if they are crypto veteran, they probably can explain to each other. But for non-crypto people or expect like new market or new audience, it's very easy to explain. So there's not very easy to share. So these are the pain points. And then also we truly believe that like all the physical assets, like I just said just now, with the physical assets, there's a very small amount of assets that they increase in value, but most of them they decrease, like a bag or a precious, like a watch or maybe a car, but people still buy these assets and or buy some of those products to enjoy them. So we think that only until that until the moment that we create an environment where the value of digital assets like NFT, they become like assets in the physical world. And then it's the time that people can really enjoy it. So there's a few, oh yeah, that was my, it was a little bit long, but there's quite a few pain points that we are desperately, and people are desperately seeking a solution, and we are tackling on that.
Excellent. By the way, thank you for mentioning value and repeating quite a couple of times value, because the value is the core concept which unites, for example, Street Fighter, because you pay a lot of attention, you claim and elucidate the true value, you point attention on the value, and main Envelop concept, Envelop on my background, is the project to bring the real value to NFTs, to make NFT value more predictable, not so volatile like we saw it a couple of years ago. And by the way, I would love to ask you about the concept of value. Yeah, the value of NFT, this is the core point, the Graal cup, I would say. How do you see, what are the main factors, the core factors that influence on the value of NFT? From what which factors the value depends on in general? Yeah, well, I was so eager to tell that we here at Streetfire, and we also talked with our communities and our ecosystems, we believe that the value of the NFTs depends on 4 major elements. It's scarcity, being rare, and utility. We also believe that it depends on the provenance, and then the human emotion responses that they generate. Because these are the ones, like I just answered the previous question, it's just like the assets in the physical world. In the physical world, and some of us will want to buy and collect and trade assets. It's the same in the digital world, that some of us want to buy, collect, trade digital assets that increase in value over time, while others will simply want to just own, enjoy, and use
thinking about like a very precious memory of archive video, or think of a very, I think there's a lot of like emotions that part. We see nowadays that scarcity and utility has been talked about in the NFT project world, but I think the provenance part, I think some of the digital art projects that they are talking about provenance. Provenance means like the original, it's where its origin and how it's being developed, how the story is being told, and most importantly, the human emotion response they generate. I think that it's still kind of like a little bit undervalued or under thought.
Well, you're the first person in the blockchain world who could explain me the concept of value of NFT, not in a technical terms, but for emotion. And I realized that this is the core point. Now I understand more deeply what you've been doing with your team. Yeah. So you call yourself Metaverse Explorer, and NFTs are the building blocks of Metaverse. This is going to be the next question. I'll have to ask you, how do you explain or understand or define for yourself what is Metaverse for you?
Yeah, that we tend to use the name, the term call ourselves explorer. That's exactly also how we trying to, I wouldn't call it define, because I don't think define is the proper word. We see Metaverse, it's continuously changing. That's why I think I don't like the define or claim that kind of word. And also we truly believe the Metaverse is decentralized and creator-driven ecosystem. And then at the same time, I think we also believe that it is without physical or space-time limitation. And most importantly, we believe Metaverse is where humanity and technology coexist in a balanced, symbiotic relationship, enabling humanity to experience the real in the digital. So I think it's again, we want to emphasize the human first and humanity elements in the Metaverse.
Well, as we already said, that NFTs are sort of building blocks for Metaverse as any crypto assets. How do you see the potential use cases, or for what purposes can NFTs as a tool maybe used in the Metaverse?
Yeah, for us, like I said, that's the tagline we addressed in the beginning. NFTs are the emotions you own. So it's all about link to humanity and the human emotions that NFT evoke. So in the Metaverse, if you kind of like visualize it, then NFTs are the keys to access and unleash the endless creation that evokes emotions. But then let me make it maybe on the technical side, that NFTs are, of course, also smart contracts that define and assign ownership and authenticity to digital assets. So since Metaverse is a digital, it's truly fully digital and possibly fully virtual environment. So all the things in it are digital. Therefore, NFTs are can be seen as the vehicle to make it your own.
Well, by the way, when you talk about emotions, we talk about people, and we know that the emotional side of people are quite different in different parts of the world. Whereas, and by the way, you are an expert in different parts of the world. So now you are in Europe and Netherlands, and you have a strongest Asian and Chinese particular background. So did you see any difference in perception of NFTs and Metaverse by people in Europe and Asia?
Yeah, well, I'm Chinese origin. I live in Europe for more than 20 years. As you said, that there's definitely a difference in perception, in understanding, and also the narrative. And that's actually an area I keep like researching or observing. For example, I think I want to separate these two because I'm also a linguistic person. So I tend to kind of really understand what different narrative means. I see like, let's start with Metaverse. I think in Metaverse sense, that the Metaverse is in Europe. I see a lot of projects or a lot of talk about the Metaverse, and then the visual part is fully virtual or fully digital. I think the emphasis is on like a digital twin. And in that case, that's the human part becomes more kind of AI or machines But then in the Asian projects, or at least the reports and narratives in the media or some social media discuss, I can see there is a more like the physical and the digital part is more merged, talking about phygital or online to offline. I think that comes from also the reason that the digital transformation in the society in Asia is in a way more advanced than in Europe. So that I think people truly kind of like make like digital part of their daily life. And also because of the mobile phone driven digital transformation in Asia, it kind of make everything kind of more accessible and also affordable. While in Europe, I feel like a lot of projects quite heavy. So I'm a person very vocal for a metaverse experience, not just only need a goggle, like a VR goggle, because I believe like AR or like, for example, Pokemon Go, that type of mobile experience can truly make you feel like the metaverse experience. And then the NFT part, I think the other way around. I see like in Europe, a lot of projects is cross industry. Brands are reacting on it. Art world are really active. A museum, like I said, like evoke the human emotion. And while in Asia, I talked to quite some pioneers, and I think maybe Asia needs to also, I think in the last few months, like a lot of NFT project in Asia is very much, I think it's more like see it as a fundraising tool, or more like raising capitals. So in that case, it's more focused on business, while in Europe, the NFT project is more focusing on creativity. So yeah, it's quite interesting to see like the major difference. But I think the important part is we are now through the technology, we are more connected to each other. So I think it would be great really to kind of build the bridges among all these different perception, and then truly bringing all these different focus together. And then we will have, like I said, a truly symbiotic and humanity, creativity, and technology coexisted metaverse.
Yeah, a lot of explanation. That sounds very good. So how do you see the future of NFT as a tool in, let's say, upcoming 10 years? Because theoretical NFT may represent any unique thing from a physical or digital world. And this sounds like a brilliant future. What I envision about that?
Yeah, I think like, for example, our project, we're really focusing on the creator economy part. So we see not even in 10 years, I think in 5 years, it will truly become like a very important and strong tool that enable and empower creatives to be able to monetize and monetize their creativity, to get passive income so that they can focus on being creative. And also we see that it kind of, with such tool, it also enabled the creativity in everyone. We see younger generation nowadays, they are able to make content or create, like, for example, podcasts, and also content creation, visual creation, and in different from the traditional approach that they have to join an art academy and they have to get endorsed by this so-called elite club. And nowadays, you see a lot of user-generated content, but then with the tool of NFT, user-generated content is no longer just exploitation, but it becomes truly a create-to-earn model. And then I also see some other projects that it's about knowledge sharing. So using NFTs as a tool to be able to really like make sure the authenticity and ownership of really real knowledge and good knowledge. So it kind of also empowered those like people with knowledge to be able to share their knowledge. So it's also being used in the education world, as me myself also an educator. So I think, yeah, it's very promising, and I'm truly like believing in it.
Excellent. So by the way, talking about the Street Fire, tell us briefly, where is Street Fire on its roadmap now? What are the plans for 2022? And is Street Fire hiring people? And if yes, whom do you need?
Yeah, for the coming, I think for the coming 2-3 months, there's a lot of exciting things are happening. For example, we are launching through our NFT lab, like I introduced before. We're launching a very unique NFT collection. It's called the 12. It's inspired by the Asian zodiac. So that NFT project, our original NFT collection, is going to launch very soon in the coming week. And then in about 1.5 months, that our beta version of the NFT social debt, the highly anticipated social debt, will also the beta version is going to be launched. And then after that, it's time to really like push towards the creative communities, to all the communities, so that we want people to use it and to work with us and to experience it. So a lot of things are happening in the coming 3 months, actually.
Well, tomorrow, March 31st, you will be launching the project named Make Art Not War, dedicated to Ukraine. The link is on the description.
Yes.
What is that? Who should pay attention and join this movement?
So tomorrow is Make Art Not War is the theme of tomorrow's first digital art talk. It's co-organized by us and also our partner VArt. VArt is a platform that really empower and help digital artists to sell their artwork. And then the funding team, it's very experienced IP experts. So they really like emphasize the ownership and authenticity part of those digital art. So we want to use this talk to discuss about how are we able to help and enable and also empower the digital artists from all over the world. In this case, really, we have a lot of artists from Ukraine to help them to make like passive income so that they are able to also build up their business for the longer term. By using this slogan, I think it is also something that, make art not war. It's I think it's this campaign in the Iraqi war, and before that it was inspired by in the 60s, make love not war. We use this term for this talk. It's also to emphasize like our shared value that, like I said in the previous questions, we truly want to focusing on like the creative part, and then we believe that creativities are shared, and then look at the current reality. There's a lot. There's this very aggressive, destructive war originated by Putin, and at the same time, you see a lot of conflicts in the world, very destructive and like conflicts. But we believe that through the shared creativity and sharing culture, that is more the direction that we all human beings on the planet should go towards.
Yeah, I really agree with you. Sharing creativity and uniting by the Web3 set of tools, perhaps maybe the tool to fight the war as the phenomena itself, the phenomena from human history of recent centuries. The majority of speakers I was talking to, they were firm believers that community plays a great role in the success of any NFT project. First, you create the community, then you create the product. And if you're related, what are your thoughts about the role of the community in the success of any particular theoretical NFT project at all?
Well, it's the key element of the success. Building the community. It's, I think, if not number one, or I think it's the number one priority. That, of course, like nowadays we see a lot of discussion about what is the success of NFT projects. Of course, the people look at the NFT itself, the quality of it. But I think in this direction, it's truly decentralized approach that we are working on, and like-minded people are connected through that. So that's why building the communities and also really listen to the communities, and also really being driven by the community is the success of the NFT. Like I just mentioned, we are launching this original NFT project from StraightFire. It's called the 12. We call the 12 also a Metaverse brand that is made for and also owned by the community. So I think that is also something that we are not only believing in it, but also really doing it.
You have said that you are educator, and the Web3 realm is the realm where we need a lot of learning constantly. What are your favorite learning resources about Web3 realm at all? What resources would you recommend to start with?
Well, I think it is indeed, because I'm also a teacher in the education. For me, it's more importantly is to really to encourage students to think critically and independently, and to be able to really seek the truth and do a lot of research. So for me, and also I used to work in the media. I used to work as a journalist, so I think I'm very critical in collecting information and collecting data. So for me, the sources, I would say, I like to follow quite a few bloggers on the medium.com. I tend to read more from those. I think some of them are my favorite tech humanists. I like to read their thoughts and also the information they share. And I also like to listen to communities. I mean, different communities. I think for the projects we work on, I like to listen to how the communities talk. And also, I think interesting enough, I like to also hear from the Generation Z, Gen Z, the younger generation, because maybe they don't talk directly about like technicality of things, but I think they share their like digital experience. I think for me, those are even more important learning resources about Web3 than some like big claimed media posting some like paid content there. So I would say like go for the more decentralized platform and read, but also think and form your own opinion.
Totally agree. And finally, Bei, what is the best way to follow or join StraightFire?
Well, I would like to invite people to follow our LinkedIn accounts, Twitter accounts, Instagram accounts, and our Medium of StraightFire. And then also please join our Discord community. It's discord.gg/the12, THEXII. So you can find us in multiple platforms, and see you there.
Excellent. You may find all the links below. Thank you very much, Bei. This has been extremely emotional and educational talk about NFT and Web3, and every talk is quite the same. I love to talk to people to record the podcast, because the podcast is sort of collective thinking and collective vision. So, ladies and gentlemen, you watching the DAO Envelop podcast, Bei Wang, the co-founder, CEO of StraightFire, and Eugene Crypto MC. Wherever you, thank you for watching and listening. Please like, subscribe, share, join the Web3 movement, and find all links on StraightFire and start to create NFTs, start to show your NFTs to the world.
Be enjoying.
And be enjoying, be emotional. NFTs are emotional, Yuan. Thank you very much, Bei.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
thank you. Have a good day. Bye.